BPod Studios.
Yeah, because, the Orioles made a big deal.
They did, but you didn't have to be an insider to read about that one.
Corbin Burns, former Cy Young Award winner.
And Hardy was just telling me his ex-compadre, Tyler Milliken, was up at 4 in the morning tweeting about it.
Oh, is that right?
Tyler Milliken at 4:07 a.m. Absolutely crashed right before the Corbin Burns news dropped, and I'm now distraught waking up at 4 a.m.
He's worried that Burns acquisition that's what's going to cost the Red Sox the playoffs this year. That move right there is going to keep the Red Sox out of the playoff spot.
They have an anchor at the number one starter now. Now the Orioles are better than you.
Yes.
They weren't before.
That's what put them over the top.
Well, they knew that the Red Sox were nipping at their heels.
That's right.
If you were an insider, you would know, according to the record of the minor league teams that are in the Sox umbrella, the Sox stand to have the best improvement this year, based on that metric.
But I do understand the Corbin Burns thing because, that is a legit top of the rotation guy consistently. What is he? He's the 28 starts. He's for the last 3 or 4 years, good ERAs. There's nothing to indicate there's going to be any drop off, and he's going to be other than a top of the rotation guy. And not only were the Red Sox not able to land him, but he's going to Baltimore.
And the Orioles haven't had a pitcher like this since Mike Messina, maybe?
Jim Palmer. You, Vita Blue was with the A's.
Right.
Would you have, why would the Red Sox have possibly traded for the prospects for a one-year guy?
No, they wouldn't.
He's a Boris client.
No.
The reason the Brewers traded him, here's the deal. Very quickly, Burns is a great pitcher. He was bad at the end of last year. There's some concern about him injury-wise, but the Orioles just got bought by a big-time billionaire. Their horrible owner's gone. They have all that young talent. They have the best farm system, apparently, in the major leagues. And they took their fifth and sixth best prospects, and they traded them for a year rental of Burns. And I don't know why this is upsetting Milliken, in that the Red Sox, under no way, shape, or form, should or would go and take a one-year rental for a number one starter who might even be iffy for the beginning of the season. I don't understand. Even if take the injury out of it. So say he's not injured. Say he's great. So now you have a number one starter. Congratulations. So you're going to trade your prospects on this year, and so you get a number one starter so you could trade him at the trade deadline? It doesn't make any sense. The Orioles are looking to win a World Series. The idea is the Orioles are winning a World Series. They have the best talent pool, apparently, in the minor leagues in baseball, and they took their fifth and sixth best prospects and exchanged them for a one-year rental. You're not in the business of doing that. It's ridiculous. I just like that Tyler Milliken's up at 4 o'clock after he absolutely collapsed. Oh, my stars. I'm about to collapse. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyds. Breaking news.
This is Breaking Sports News.
Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
On 98.5, The Sports.
Who died?
No one died.
Oh,
no one
boy.
died, but we were just talking about the Red Sox. According to Sportico, Theo Epstein is rejoining the Fenway Sports Group. One-time Red Sox general manager Theo Epstein returning to the organization, taking part ownership of Fenway Sports Group, and joining in the role of senior advisor. Fenway Sports Group, according to this, will announce all of this morning.
You know what I call John Henry? Not a senior advisor, but an old crusty miser.
Thank you, Matt McCarthy.
Penny pinching fool.
Does Theo know a lot about hockey and golf and motorsports? Because as a senior advisor,
That seems to be
to
what
Fenway
they're
Sports
interested
Group,
in right now.
you
Yeah.
better know soccer. You better know Formula One. You better know about dealing with the Saudis and the PGA Tour. and
The
all
last
that
thing
stuff.
he'll need to know about is damn baseball.
All right.
So
Theo Epstein.
He's gonna dress like a gorilla and sneak out the back door when this team finishes last in the East.
Do you need more Theo around here or less Theo around here at this point in the organization?
Baseball-wise, you need more Theo.
I'll tell you this: Theo can go in and sell himself. I mean, Theo could go into a free agent and get him to sign.
Yeah.
I mean, he just what he did in Chicago to get Lester to come there, and how the Lester. If you read the book The Arm by Jeff Passan, you'll like Epstein.
The Arm in the
bit.
Fall?
The Arm in the Fall.
Oh, okay. Is that the book you're talking about? That
Yes.
I did read. Okay.
So you know about the Lester story. So he was...
Oh, no, The Arm in the Fall is the Gary Tanguay book.
Oh, The Arm in the Fall is the very... Yeah, Rocky Suarez knew a guy named Theo Epstein, loosely based on Theo Epstein. His name was Theo Epstein. And you know what? He was a hotshot free agent or a front office guy. And he loved cans, big ones. The bigger, the better. It didn't even matter if the chick was kind of fat. It was all ratio to him. As long as she had big cans, she could eat and eat and eat. It didn't matter. He'd pay, too, as long as he knew he was going to rest his head on a soft pillow of boob the night when he took a nap.
Yeah.
You know, the Arm in the Fall is the Gary Tanguay book that took me a minute to get.
No,
Theo Epstein was part of the Fenway group, and that means he had fun with bags. He was part of the fun bag group as well, in that he loved boobies.
different book. The Arm. That's about a pitcher. Okay.
The Arm in the Fall, though, was about a
hotshot quarterback named Johnny the Arm Throw Guy. And boy, could he throw it because he had a hell of an arm.
And he could also throw it into big boob seductresses. Rocky Suarez was always smuggling hams in her yoga pants. But she couldn't arrest her for shoplifting on the account of they were her butt cheeks.
She was into hot dogging. So much buns.
Theo Epstein had to dress in costume to sneak out the back door of her rundown motel room. Because in the account, he was smoking crack up there, too. He loved two things, crack and crack. The kind that you smoke and the kind that you hot dog. The bigger, the better, as far as he was concerned. He had an insatiable appetite for freaks. All right. So Jeff Passan in the Arm has the story about when he got to follow John Lester around. Not the Arm in the Fall. I actually thought the Passan book might be called The Arm and the Fall. He got to follow Lester around, and Lester really wanted to come back to the Red Sox. He did not want to go to Chicago. He wanted to go to Atlanta where he had a house, or he wanted to stay with the Red Sox.
Right.
And so Passan's there while these groups are pitching him. And John Henry actually came along with, what's-his-face, to pitch John Lester. And it was this uncomfortable thing that didn't go well. And then here comes Theo Epstein. He's got a video with Bill Murray in it and stuff. And ultimately, they did what was felt impossible, and they signed John Lester. So, yes, having Theo Epstein around is valuable. And you can tell what they think of him if they give him an ownership stake.
Yes.
And someone who's throwing around billions of dollars to acquire golf rights. I mean, this is a no-joke operation.
Well,
so good for Theo Epstein, Brookline's own.
it's a part-time gig.
Are there teachers on strike?
The special advisor role is part-time, allowing Epstein to continue as an operating partner.
As long as him continue his work as a private eye.
Sports-focused private equity group.
Private eye group.
Arctos Partners, which has an investment in FSG.
Arctos. He loved the arc of her foot where her toes sat.
The quote from Epstein, the vision is about investing into blue-chip brands. Blue-chip franchises, clubs, and sports matter a great deal to their supporters and fan bases.
Nothing was going to be blue about Theo after his trip to Rocky Suarez's room because she always finished the deal. She left you satisfied. Hot dog, he thought. I finally landed in butt heaven.
See, I would love
Theo
a
was
story.
released as his role as special consultant to MLB, much like the pressure was released from Pino. What you call him? Pino? What's the Theo's character
Theo
name?
Epstein.
Theo, much like the pressure was released from Theo Epstein's nether regions.
Rocky Suarez was human Viagra, pill in chick form.
Butt heaven? Is that what you call
Butt
it?
heaven, baby.
Yes.
Rocky Suarez Motel Room 2A was also known as Butt Heaven.
Room 2A.
At the Knights Inn. Now get this, guys. In Framingham.
Oh, local flavor.
Local flavor.
I wouldn't get too excited if you're a Red Sox fan. Things are going to turn things around. I mean, at least on its surface, Epstein is going to be working across the business's holdings. Liverpool, Penguins, RFK Racing, TGL. Oh, I forgot about the TGL, the Boston Common Golf Team, which will start playing in their indoor facility in just 11 more months.
Well, that's the future.
They had some rain down there on the roof, and the whole thing collapsed, so they had to put that off for over a year. But otherwise, that's a solid activity going on. And, of course, their recently acquired stake in the PGA Tour. So if you think he's coming in just to help out with the Red Sox, on the surface of this announcement, no, he's there to do a little bit of everything in a part-time role.
Yeah, part-time. Part of my time is wasted watching this trash. All right. We will be back. Have you been cultivating emails, John?
I have a couple here, yes.
They're sending them to your long-ass email address?
Yes.
That people don't want your personal email address. Because that's
John.Wallach@BBGI.
Esoteric asked for your personal email address because he wanted to know, and he said it wasn't that annoying. And I said, what planet are you on? And he goes, okay, it's annoying. But it didn't make me mad. He thought it was going to be something offensive. Yeah, he thought it was going to be like something like horrible.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what he thought. He's like, that's not offensive.
That's he's never met me at all, so I understand the mistake.
I'm like, I don't know why you thought it would be offensive. It's annoying and it's stupidity. Much like labeling yourself Ken Griffey Rules on Twitter.
That annoys you too still, after all these years?
Again, it annoyed me when I first heard it, and no, it's not something I ruminate on.
Okay, good.
There is, I'm just telling you how I felt when I saw it. When I first saw your email address, and I'm just telling you what everyone thinks. Everyone's annoyed by it. And then you get past it and move on.
Sure.
I mean, if every time someone did something annoying, you didn't talk to them, then no one would talk to anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. I sent myself an email. Esoteric says, ha, ha, ha. Do you have Esoteric texting you?
No.
Constantly.
All right. People are replying to our things in real time. We will get that to you in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Country music has so many generous artists who always seem to jump in to help those in need. We're spotlighting 5 who lead by example and lend a helping hand to charitable causes. See who made our list when you text GIVE to 45911. Text GIVE to 45911 and read all about it right now on BackstageCountry.com.
On the air, online, on the air. This is how Boston sports fans start their day. Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
True, on Toucher and Hardy, Nick had the outrageous idea of doing an email segment. No one's ever thought of it before. Sean, how do people get in touch with you? It's as simple as this.
John.Wallach@BBGI.com. That's the work email address. There it is.
And there's no H in John. If you put John, it's going to go to a better person. Hardy, how do people get in touch with you?
Hardy at 98.5thesportshub.com.
You can email me at Toucher at 98.5thesportshub.com. No BBGI. I don't know where that came from. Yeah. All right. So yesterday we did a story about an OnlyFans mom from a Christian school. She was dropping her kids off at school with her OnlyFans account, where her and her much poorer looking husband, not as attractive as the woman, had an OnlyFans page, very racy. Now, while this is torture for the children and would be terrible, there would be that part of me personally that would love it if there was an attractive woman at the school that you could see nude on the internet. This is from Chris. He says, Fred, you are so correct. Having a parent in my kid's school with an OnlyFans would be amazing. If anyone I know had an OnlyFans account, it would be great. I'd pay to see that immediately.
Oh. What is that? What does the OnlyFans cost? Is it different according to the person?
I'm telling you, I'm too old. Not in that I couldn't figure out OnlyFans because it is accessing pornography and I could, but that that need to have that sort of intimate relationship with the pornography that I'm looking at is no longer there. Like that drive is no longer there. Like where you were, I could see being a younger person, and I would imagine the appeal for OnlyFans is that you're directly communicating with the person that's doing the nudity or the sex or this or that. That it's not just a nameless, faceless actress on the set of some shoot in the San Fernando Valley. That this is a real working mom from Florida with a real life, and you're in a real house, and here I am talking to you, and you're responding to me. I'd imagine that's a relationship, which I think if I was in my 20s and I was home alone would be much more desirable to me than it is now. So I think the OnlyFans has passed me, but I do not know how much it costs. And I would tell you if I did. I would have no reason not to, but I do not. I've never been to OnlyFans.
When you were on the radio in Atlanta, around the same time I was on the radio in Las Vegas, there were women doing live chats that would contact us at the radio station very smartly, good marketing, to say, hey, I give you free access to my live chat right now, knowing full well we would talk about it on the radio. And we would go on, and they would say, seriously, ask me to do anything. And then Chris Ripley, who is our boss and one of our bosses and another DJ there, we would just have requests like, let me see your elbows. I want to know if they're dry and chafed at all, because the weather out there's and bottoms of the feet. Let's see the bottoms of the feet, because if they're dirty,
that might be not that odd a request, actually. But I understand what you're doing.
I just wanted to see for the filth. Yeah, they're like, no, seriously, ask me anything. I want you to part your hair. I want to see the roots. I want to see how good the dye job is.
Yeah, show me your book shelves and take me through what books mean the most to you.
Open wide. I want to see the molars. I want to see how many crowns you have. I want to see if you've been taking care of the.
You say these things as if people haven't asked for that. You don't think there's an elbow fetish or dry skin fetish? Are you crazy? There's people dressing as babies.
Well, at the time, we thought we were being really clever and not necessarily playing along. But now that you mention it.
Yeah, now that the Internet's around, if you don't think there's people that are into, dry skin, you got another thing coming. I guarantee you it's a fetish of some sort.
Felger, Jesus.
Yeah,
I called Lifshat's Joe Murray yesterday. I just called Wallach Felger.
And Lifshatz did not like that.
No, he really
did not like that at all.
He made quite a little more of a deal about it than you would think would.
I did his bet, though. I didn't get scared off of Wright State. I took his advice and made that futures bet yesterday. I forget what it was, though.
Yeah, it was some guy, some basketball player.
Some basketball player for most improved.
Yeah.
I think that's what I bet.
Yeah.
Wallach, did you get any emails?
I did. This one from Jesse. Hey, Wallace. It apparently is a thing now. Your emails have been too positive. I live in Natick and hope to see you so I can throw some bird seeds at you one day.
Oh, wouldn't that be great if people, every time they saw John, just started throwing bird seed at him?
New show's fantastic.
It would be Whip 'em out Wednesdays, but it would just be throw bird at Wallach Wednesdays.
But not violently. I'd like it if it were more ceremonious, like throwing rice at a wedding.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you could violently throw bird seed.
Well, you wind up and
you throw it overhand.
That's not going to hurt them. I mean, this isn't wrestling where you can blind someone with sand. He
would just go nuts, though.
Well, I mean, if you just threw used gum at him, he'd feel the need to collect it to make a new bed. I mean, he's picking. You should see him in the parking lot. You got to distract him. He's picking up all the straws and everything. But throw birdseed because rice can make the birds explode because they eat it and it expands in their stomach. So you want to throw birdseed. Go ahead, John.
I like, and this is from Jesse. I like how you talk less, and then there's a picture of a worm. It says, "Please take this for your troubles." Love, Jesse.
Yeah. If you could if next Brian came, if you're going, so there might be zero negative point of view out there. Just take a bunch of birdseed and fling it at them, or worms. It could be like a Red Wings game. Wouldn't that be something if at Brian basketball games from now on, in a win, they pelted the court with worms?
Night crawlers.
And then 30 years from now, they're like, why does the Brian basketball games after every win throw out worms? And they'd be like, oh, they used to have this bird that was the play-by-play guy. And they go, Brian has play-by-play. Why isn't his student doing it? And they go, I don't know. This guy in his 50s just kept showing up. Wouldn't this be much better for a kid? No. It's got to be John.
Come on, Wallach, fight back.
It's just mean, Fred. I don't understand.
Yes, he's mean.
Yeah.
Fight back.
Why did you fight back earlier?
Tell him to go F himself. That's all I do for 4 hours a day.
He's very cruel. If you really listen to it.
I'm very combative. I speak my mind.
If you were coming in from out of town and you were hearing the show for the first time, you would think that Hardy's the mean one.
Yeah, not really. Dear Jonathan Wall,
my son played a game at a high school, and they had 2 kids doing the play-by-play. I don't know what they were doing it for. It's probably similar to Bryant, like Into the Ether. But I thought to myself, how nice an
they have
opportunity.
they have the ESPN Plus broadcast like Bryant does.
Touche.
Dear
you know who else has ESPN Plus broadcast? LOL Hockey.
Dear Jonathan,
why didn't I fight back earlier? How many times do I have to tell the host of the show that has been here for 17 years for a show that I've been on for 3 weeks that he's a prick live on the air?
That's true.
To constitute a pushback.
All right, how about this? This is an email I just got. Dear Jonathan Wallperson, I feel like Fred's rear end smells like an open bag of potato chips. I also have a sense his pits smell like Italian subs. Please confirm when you're able. Yours, Frank.
Well, he's not a very good listener to the show because a couple weeks ago, Hardy and Kendra smelled me because I had informed them that I hadn't showered as I had not showered yesterday, and I do not smell. Very rarely do I smell. That is absolutely true. You could get up in wherever you want. Get up wherever you want. Rocky Suarez smelled like the beach after a nuclear apocalypse.
And not low tide.
No, after everything, all the creatures died.
I got a couple of positive emails in a row. I have a feeling this might be from the same guy.
Never does that happen on the internet.
Because it was immediately followed up with, hey fellas, now that you are really asking for emails, a lot of them have to be fake ones made by P1s. Don't they seem a little bit too perfect? Your fans outside of myself are all Mensa members, remember. So he's saying that some of these emails sound like they're either generated by AI or that we are making them up. We're not making up any of the emails.
Well, I mean, they're so good. I mean, you have to think that they're not real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody just a little while ago emailed in and said, can someone tell me why in the hell Adam Schefter is tweeting about Punxsutawney Phil? What planet are we on? Does he have some kind of bet going to see how big of an unrelenting dickhead he can be? And the comments underneath, are they lobotomy patients? Because people did, in fact, engage. I'm looking at the Adam Schefter Twitter feed right now about his tweet. Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow today, which means he's now predicting an early spring. To which I said, this is something that you think that's a good idea to tweet out and have out there? Because I don't think it is.
We're having fun.
No, I don't.
No. Yeah, Schefter's really trying. He saw the money McAfee got, and he's got something. Oh, by the way, I got to do this.
This is breaking sports news.
Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
On 98.5, the Sports Hub.
It's finally paying off for you, Hardy. This just in, John emails Andy McDowell. Yes, she has been nude. She was 59 in her first nude scene in Love After Love. John says he's never heard of it. Andy McDowell, the epitome of human beauty to our own Hardy, performed nude at the age of 59 in the film Love After Love. And if you contact Hardy after his nap today, it will be after. It will be there'll be nothing for the missus this evening. Hardy will have taken care of that this afternoon. Watching Love After Love.
Okay. All right.
Is it disappointing because she's 59?
Not at all.
Really, Hardy?
I mean, it's tastefully done. And
she's an artist.
I'm only looking at stills right now, but there is nothing wrong with any of this.
She dressed down.
I won't look at it because I need to see the nudity in the context of the art in which it's being performed, so I won't look at the stills. I'm not a pervert, but nonetheless, congratulations to Andy McDowell and congratulations to Hardy. The email segment, this is like who needs a bonus? This is what you just got this. Now, will you go home and take care of it?
Oh, wow. That's poof.
Is this a big deal for you? Seriously?
No.
Oh. You're so desensitized?
It doesn't excite me in the
I just guess we're never going to have it. The internet has given us too much. It just we're never going to get that excitement again of seeing something for the first time.
I don't even know if I'm going to like this. I don't really see her as a sexual being as much as I do just.
That's what you like out of women, is to have them be as asexual as possible. Is what you're saying.
We're drilling down far enough now to where I think we're getting to some actual explanation here. You may have just tapped into the start of the explanation.
All right. There's breaking news on developing story. No deal to end teacher strike in Newton despite all-night negotiating session. That's a developing story. The kids aren't in school.
Did you hear about?
It's 10 o'clock.
Did you hear about one of the strikers who got hit by a car?
Yeah, a friend of mine texted me about it.
It's sad. I mean, they're out there just, waving their tambourine around and everything's going fine. Oh, no. Don't do that.
That's really bad.
Don't do that.
By the way, but they are out
a lot
with
of damage.
They're out there with fun signs. Is the person okay that got hit by the car?
I don't know.
All right. I would hope that they're okay.
There's more people. Oh, he's banging.
I can't imagine.
He's banging on an empty bucket, this guy.
I would know if something goes down in Newton, I know about it. How badly were they hit by a car? It's got to be a glancing blow, correct? One of my daughter's teachers was hit by a car. I feel terrible.
I read the story earlier. From what I read, I just skimmed it. Somebody was going through a crosswalk and somebody was pulling out.
Okay.
And so I don't think it was a high-speed impact.
You just hit a bone of humanity in me. Congratulations. I actually thought, wait a second, I might know the person. You actually just broke the fourth wall. There you go. You heard me actually have humanity. How dare you, sir? I just actually felt concerned for someone. As you made your childish jokes. Fred was there with a little humanity. I think this Hardy signing is making someone look a lot better in the eyes of the public.
That's what I tell myself every day. You look better and better.
Yeah, now that we finally have a real a-hole, not someone just pretending to be one.
That's right.
And not someone not pretending to be one.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Now that someone's showing their true colors.
Some authenticity comes to the program. At long last.
Now that's a low blow. No, that's a low blow. Then completely unfair. See, I'm completely. If anything, you're replacing a very authentic someone who let you know every detail of their life and emotion. All right, we will be back. Here are the headlines. It's going to be a tough break for me to get a Coke in time because I got to do a read after this.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
Toucher, Hardy.
You get used to sitting back and letting Daddy drive the car.
98.5 The Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, this hour, Toucher and Hardy is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. We're going to do another crossover today. Give people what they've been missing. Hardy with Bertrand and Zolak. Zolak's here. He's down in Cloud9 Cafe.
Is he getting a little breakfast?
He's got a lot of cologne on today. He smells great. All right, what's going on?
Zoe, I've seen him do this. Like at an event at Mr. Sid. We were there for like a charity thing one night. He will not just take one of the testers. He will take a squirt from all of the testers, and he will make his own scent based on 4 or 5 different colognes and kind of mix them all together. And I think maybe he's doing a similar process at home. There's multiple bottles of cologne. He just won't go with one for the day. He'll do a squirt on one side, squirt to the other one on the other side, one on the chest, a couple under the pits, ready to go. And it creates that aura around him. We talked about the...
Is he the only person you know that wears cologne on a regular basis?
Yes.
That's a lost...
No. John Riley, who I have not seen in coming up on 4 years.
Oh, really? He's always around.
Riley wore cologne every day.
And that's odd because Riley is the production guy whose voice you just heard, and he worked in a sealed room by himself all day.
In the dark.
And that's not an exaggeration. He worked in a room by himself. He produced like things for the station and that required no other people really being in contact with him face to face.
Yeah.
So he was wearing cologne just so he wouldn't smell himself.
Right.
Because I'll put a little cologne on. I was given cologne for my birthday for my ex like years and years and years ago, like maybe 15 years ago. And that bottle still as full as it ever was. It sits right there on my bathroom counter.
What kind is it?
John Varvatos, who now has a store where CBGB used to lie.
Oh.
So he's cool. Because that's what you wanted the CBGB to turn into, is a douchey clothing store. But I will put that on if I know I'm going out. So once a year, that goes on.
We talked about the movie Argyle earlier on today.
The guy from the Boston Globe said it was one of the worst films he's ever seen.
Yeah, it's just getting horribly, horribly panned. There is a movie coming out, though, as we also had a discussion about actually going to the movie theater, that I could see myself going to see the sequel to Beetlejuice, which now has its official movie poster. It's not going to be out until September, so we're going to have to wait a while. But the name of the movie is Beetlejuice, which, of course, is a play on the fact that if you say that 3 times, he shows up.
I can't get through Beetlejuice. I've tried to watch it with my children. I never saw it when I was a kid.
You can't,
and I can't get through it. It's so madcap and so like out there that I don't like it. But I don't like Arrested Development, and I didn't like Scrubs. I don't like manic stuff. I like a nice you play by the rules.
So do you have like an overall feeling on Tim Burton movies, like the Michael Keaton Batman?
I like the Michael Keaton Batman, but it does get too much when the Joker, what's his face, goes in. Jack Nicholson goes into the art gallery and they just play Prince while he prances around.
Party man.
Yeah, like it's like, okay.
Rock a party like nobody can.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's if Wes Anderson does Precious for Precious' sake, I think Tim Burton is guilty of camp for camp's sake.
Yeah, I knew what he was doing. Yeah. But I'm like, I get it. But I could never get through Beetlejuice, so I will not see Beetlejuice. Oh, God bless you, John. Oh, Jesus. You got bird flu.
The sequel, once again being directed by Tim Burton, based on a story by blah, blah, blah. Michael Keaton returns as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara are returning as Lydia and Delia Dietz.
You know, the unofficial sequel to Beetlejuice was Dry, where he plays the alcoholic in recovery.
Is Wallach a fan of the Birdman movie?
No.
Oh, as I thought.
No,
never.
I didn't hate it, though.
Never saw it.
I watched it and I just thought it was whatever, which I guess is the biggest insult.
I was insulted by the fact that it's one long shot. No, it's not. They obviously shot it in multiple shots, and then
they didn't stay up for five weeks.
He was nominated for an Academy Award, correct?
Oh yeah, if he didn't win, I'd be surprised. That was a real masturbatory Hollywood thing.
Willem Dafoe will play the role as a B-movie action star who died and then became a detective in the afterlife. So, there we go.
My daughter asked to see that Willem Dafoe movie that's set in Kissimmee at the motel. What's that called? It's like really like a dark film. It's almost shot like a reality show. But my daughter, and I watched it, and it's like real. I won't let my daughter watch it. I can't. But it's way too dark, and there's too much stuff.
The Florida Project?
Florida Project. My daughter was like, I want to see the Florida Project. They're 7th grade. How the hell it's obviously on TikTok. Yeah. There's obviously part of it that's been co-opted by TikTok, but she's like, I want to watch the Florida Project. I'm like, no, you don't.
The last 2 things I saw Willem Dafoe in were in the first John Wick, which is great. That's the only one you need to watch. If you like it, get ready for the same thing 3 more times if you want to watch all 4. And which was highly recommended to me by somebody, Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. Which I can't believe I sat through that whole thing.
Was it a terrible movie or?
You'd almost have to be pretending to like it.
Your predecessor was a huge fan of that movie.
Oh, was he?
Huge fan of that
The movie
movie.
insists upon itself. Is my problem with that.
I had a friend come in and he's like, you got to watch this movie. And he sat down and watched it with me. He was in from Detroit. And he sat down in my basement and we watched that Colin Farrell movie about the Irish guy who chops off his fingers. And he's like, this is hysterical.
The
Banshees of whatever.
Yeah.
And he sat down and we were watching it. And I'm like, you don't think this and it's funny? You're not laughing at all during this. This is terrible.
Was that I've seen.
See, I didn't think it was terrible, but I kept
when your best friend goes, let's watch a movie together. It's hysterical. And you sit down on a couch on a Sunday afternoon.
Terrible setup.
And he puts the movie on. He goes, you got to watch this. And I'm like, we've never watched a movie together before. This is kind of weird. Like, we could go to a bar. Like, you're sure you want to watch a movie? And we sat there and watched a movie on a Sunday afternoon, and it was the Banshees of Hello, I'm Irish, and they're playing, like, the lutes and everything, and I'm like, no, this isn't funny at all. And I notice you're not laughing either, so you don't think this is funny. If I put Anchorman on, when it's the scene where they pan down and he's got the erection, I'm looking at your face because I know you're laughing. Anchorman, I think, is the funniest movie ever made. There's numerous times in that movie, I'm giving you side eye, going like, I know this guy's gonna laugh. I might not be laughing because I see it a million times.
Right.
Like when he picks up the flute and goes, awkward, like you're gonna, which I did not steal from my Tangway impression. You're like, if you're not laughing, then I know that we don't share the same sense of humor.
Sammy Hagar is talking about his upcoming North American Best of All Worlds tour.
He invented the mountain bike. If you've read his, I suggest everyone read his autobiography.
Was he Gary Fisher? Who is he? Sammy Hagar invented the mountain bike.
His rock biography is in its
600 pages long.
It's really actually not that long, but his inability to be self-aware, his tonelessness is awesome.
He invented everything. He was the best at everything.
He had the best travel agency.
Yeah. I think Stu Thompson invented the mountain bike. He used to ride for Redline. He was a Redline fan.
Yeah. Did you know that Sammy Hagar had a sprinkler system company, and it was the top grossing sprinkler system company in all of California?
That's like when I read the Bobby Blotzer, the drummer from Rap book that he self-published, and it had some pages were the same. Like it had like page 302 where there's like a lot of them.
Yeah.
And he has a chapter on how he had a carpet cleaning business.
Yeah.
It's like, Bobby, I'm hanging on every word here.
Then there was that time he discovered a box in a field.
Well, he's getting into his numerology.
Then it came time to set up the HR department. Like, oh,
if you think
you should have saved this for the next chapter.
If you think the Blotzer brothers rug cleaning had an HR department, then you're not. They were very into the crawl.
The band that Hagar has put together for this is impressive. I mean, he's got Michael Anthony going out with him, Joe Satriani, Jason Bonham on drums, and surprisingly, the set list will mostly pull from Van Halen.
I like that you find that impressive.
He says, we're going to go really but Satriani and Jason Bonham, that's legit.
Yeah, Jason Bonham is the greatest. It has nothing to do with his dad. And congratulations, little Eddie Trunk next to me. It's a phenomenal lineup you got here, Sammy.
The fact that I know who they are has made an impression upon me.
Well, they played. If you know Eddie Trunk, they played his anniversary special, as I'm sure Mike Lockhart could tell you. All right, listen.
You said we're going to play 4 or 5 of Sammy's greatest hits,
which is stretching it by 4.
Yeah, Your Love is Driving Me Crazy. Big Sammy Hagar.
You play I Can't Drive 55 and walk off.
Yeah.
But he's going to play a chicken foot song, too.
Oh, perfect.
I believe what you just gave me outside of the drummer is the lineup of Chicken Foot. I believe Satriani, Anthony, and Hagar was the lineup for Chicken Foot, but I might be wrong. Maybe Buckethead was thrown in there somewhere. Listen, people are demanding the crossover. We get to hear from Zolak and Bertrand. And finally hear Hardy in his natural environment where he doesn't feel so threatened and lashing out all the time. We'll be back in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Lainey Wilson is on a roll. She's delivering great music and teaming up with some of country's hottest acts. Text Lainey to 45911 to see which 4 Lainey Wilson collabs have us talking at BackstageCountry.com. Text Lainey to 45911 to get a link to the list sent right to your phone from BackstageCountry.com.
Zolak and Bertrand get you through the workday at 10. Right now, it's Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right. It's Toucher and Hardy, but it's actually Hardy and Zoe and Hardy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So make with the crosstalk.
Hey,
what's up? How was your show?
Hi, Scott. Really good.
Really good.
They were asking me about Vegas. You're getting ready to go. I'm like, yeah, I'll pack on Sunday.
I just wondered if you were excited.
I'm only going
to go.
for 5 days. I wear the same pants every day, same sneakers, 5 shirts, toothbrush.
Is that why so much cologne? Is because you're wearing the same clothes?
I always wear
trying to
cologne.
mask the scent. I know. It's nice.
Yeah, I like cologne.
Will you pack underwear for the trip?
I don't wear underwear. There'll be no underwear worn on the trip.
You
Absolutely
really
not.
don't wear underwear. And you do not hit your...
We're on Twitch.
Oh, please do it. Oh,
You're on Twitch. So sit down.
Why'd you say something? It's not illegal.
I ripped ass one day on here.
Hey,
and,
this isn't the
Artie was
off-air
here.
show,
Artie
okay?
was here. He saw the remnants on the chair.
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
Oh, really? You crapped the chair? How long ago?
3 years.
What did you guys
4
do with the
years.
chair? Did you
Wiped
tell
it.
everyone?
Oh, cleaned it.
And Felger might have said in your feces?
Yeah. I mean, it's wet.
It's happened more than once.
He's defecated and it's gotten on the chair.
It's happened twice, at least.
Well, defecate. That's a big word.
No, but
I would say, like,
your
there's a
excrement
little-
was on the chair. Like it wasn't just like
it
your
wasn't.
pants. It was on the chair.
It's more water.
Whatever. Your feces was on a chair.
I might want to go that far.
Well, you just did. There's a big difference.
Both of
Was
you
your
just
feces
did
on it
go
or
that
not?
far.
It's a yes or no
You
question.
said twice.
Why are you yelling, Wallach?
Because I'm shocked that this doesn't bother you.
Because you're beating around the bush. Was there feces on the chair or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there was fecal matter in the liquid that made
Tom
it
has a
through
picture.
the pants and out
Okay,
of the chair.
there you go. All right, so there's a chance.
I don't know why this is so shocking to you. That's where it comes from.
I didn't act shocked. I just wanted to know what's fun to me is Felger sitting in it. Not that it happened. It's that Felger who wipes everything down, somehow likes the Grateful Dead but hates dirty people.
It got wiped. It got cleaned.
It's
gone?
Yeah, I'm sure it was because there's nothing like cleaned it up. If someone crapped on your couch at home, you'd sell the couch.
No,
Like, you
wouldn't.
wouldn't just turn the pillow over. No, yes, you would.
No, I would not.
Not if you did or your kid did, but if a stranger did, you would, or a friend, you would. You would. That would be no longer a couch you wanted to be on anymore.
Maybe.
You know,
I think that's
if
why
you
they
were in
have
a hotel and there was poo on the couch.
Oh God, that's disgusting. I don't sit on couches in hotels.
See, I am more apt to sit on the couch than I am on the bedspread.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
At least they take sheets and cover the bed and take them off and clean them. Like,
Yeah, I
they-
know. It doesn't
They
make
do
sense.
nothing to the couch.
I know, and that's why whenever you have to pull out the bed on the couch,
Ugh.
I'm always like, there's no way they've done anything to this. You're just touching like whatever anyone did on this thing. And you know it's the real dregs that
Yes.
they use to pull out.
Yeah,
They're people like me.
nasty. Always take that thing out, put it on the floor. It's so much more comfortable. The mattress.
Yeah,
Take it off the
because
box.
the
Why do you? Why do I want
spring thing?
Yeah,
and-
why do I
and
want
the pull-outs
springs
doesn't
and
work.
metal rods in my back? Take the mattress off, put it on the floor. It's delightful.
Is that what you're going to do here? It doesn't take up the whole hotel room?
No, I'm just sleep on my bed in the hotel.
Okay.
So
All right.
we'll be out there live starting on Monday. Following you guys. I don't think we'll have a crossover Monday.
No.
Why not? I talked with Beetle yesterday. He says he's down for it. Every
Yeah,
day.
All right, we'll do it then.
You'll be there 5
I
minutes
just didn't know what the
before show.
hookup. Like if it's the hookup because we're not in the same room.
He said he got a
just
photo
all-
for you of the chair.
Where is that chair from?
It's right here.
Why is it tan? Oh, that was in Brighton.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. See you, Fred.
Have fun in
Well, I
Vegas,
can't
though.
stand up now that he showed me the picture. I'm going to need a couple minutes. Grandma. Grandma. Not the chair. All right.
He wanted to shit on said employee.
All right. Stop. Come on. All right. That's Hardy, not me. All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone enjoy your weekend, okay? Bye.